Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was an Evil Scientist? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. I know that some of you guys might have suggested this idea in the past, so yeah, shout out to you all guys as well. Anyways, before continuing this, there is one thing that I would like to address. Please, I love your comments, keep commenting them, but don't suggest me an idea about making Naruto into the, realm of any other god like Greek gods or so on, because I used to make them a lot in the past, you guys might have noticed, but I then stopped. I stopped picking up the ideas as well. A lot of Spidey's ideas were regarding them. And I don't wish to, be rude to anyone, but the thing is that I was an idiot back then, and I thought that it was okay to make this because I watched and read a lot of Percy Jackson fan fictions. But now, when a lot of other religion gods comments begin to surface on my channel, I was quite worried because those religions were quite popular and had a lot of following that could get hurt sentimentally as well as emotionally because of the attachments to such beings if I misinterpret anything or try to involve it with a fictional character. So yeah, I don't wish to, do any of this. That is why I even stopped doing the Greek mythology and stuff. So yeah, please don't take it the wrong way. I love you guys commenting on my channel and giving me tons of exciting and entertaining ideas. You can do anything aside from them, and I promise I will make them, try my hardest to deliver. And yeah, now moving onwards, there is one more thing that I would like to discuss. I know this is a long intro, but please bear with me, it is important. I want to make a movie tomorrow, so please send in your ideas, and as I mentioned, please no god related, okay? We can do a lot of other cool stuff with Naruto while him not being a god from any other religion or being in touch with any other religion. Staying in Naruto universe. Cool? I hope we understand each other. I mean, this is our community after all, right? Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, 6 years after the QB attack, as we go towards the Hokage office, where we see Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, currently sitting in his office. In front of him were none other than the elders, as they were discussing things about a resident kid, an orphan kid of the said village, Naruto Uzumaki. As Danzo began, "Hiruzen, you're wasting the kid's potential. The kid has a great mind that if put to right use and guided correctly can be a great power and an asset to the village in future. I don't wish for him to spend his life learning and being a prodigy like I did with Orochimaru. I am afraid that he might turn out like him. You are wasting his potential, heroes, and Danzo is right," said Homura. "You have to give him a try. We'll try our best to guide him and differentiate between right and wrong. The knowledge is a thirstful power. One who lost in it can never quench his thirst," said Hiruzen as he stood up. "Orochimaru is a prime example of that, and yet you still wish for Naruto to be same as him. Then be my guest. Because his parents have already abandoned him. No points in trying to protect him or trying to get in contact with them. Unfortunately, what Kushina and Minato think of him, regardless, he is a great asset, a great mind. We too in the beginning thought that he is nothing more than a sacrifice that needed to be made by the Uzumaki Namikaze family to cope with him being the Jinchuriki of the soul. But now, I realize that I was sorely mistaken. We were all wrong. He's a genius and brilliant mind. He was able to solve the complex equations that even the Ganins couldn't solve, after wrongfully being handed that test and acing it without even reading those before. He's a genius mind and you're wasting his potential, and I would not allow it. I call for a council meeting. Danzo, don't push for it." I'm sorry, my old friend, but I won't allow you to waste and then kill off this genius talent." As unknown to them, Naruto was hearing this all, as his eyes were filled with tears. His heart betrayed him, couldn't taking it anymore, as he silently walked out into his apartment. As he looked into the mirror, tears visible in his eyes, he vowed that day that he will make his family suffer. He will make them all pay. as deep within him the Kyuubi's soul even felt scared because of the madness that was brewing within this soul. What could have caused this all? Oh, I see, said the Kyuubi, realizing that it was the kid realizing that his family has abandoned him. As it smirked then, let's see where the kid's madness takes him, and where does his revenge take him. It will be fun to watch. In due time, we'll see where he lands. As on the other side, Hiruzen was surprised that Danzo really did call for a council meeting, as the whole council was gathered. As Danzo stood up, people of Konoha and of the council, I bring you a grave news. A grave reality that has dawned upon me. That is in front of us all. What? Said one of the civilians. Danzo-sama. The reality of Naruto Uzumaki. We all thought that after Kushina and Minato deemed him, he was the Jinchuriki of the soul of the Biju and doomed to die after being consumed by the soul. We saw him as that, nothing more than a sacrifice. But Naruto, after monitoring him closely, we have found out is nothing more than a genius prodigy's kid with a great mind. Much more genius than even Orochimaru. As he presented the test, this is a Genin test, done by a 6-year-old who hasn't even touched any material regarding the teachings of a Genin. As everyone was surprised, even Shikaku Nara, the genius of the Nara clan, was surprised. He aced the test. Yes, that is what I'm saying, Shikaku. He aced it with full marks. Everyone, after hearing about this, was shocked as they looked towards Hiruzen for confirmation. Yes, it is the truth. Danzo is saying the truth. This is a legitimate test. But why would you and Minato-sama lie to us? We didn't. Minato and Kushina made a mistake. A mistake they're not in an emotional state able to see. And neither did we, because we suffered huge losses. But now we are, thanks to Danzo over here. So, I want your opinion. What should we do? We should fake his death, make him go invisible into hiding, and once done, we will begin our operation into turning him into the most genius person as we can. Alright then, is everyone agreed to that? Yes, we all agree. As that is what happened. Following a few weeks after that meeting, we see that an event was orchestrated as a group led to a clone in the alleyway in which Naruto died. As everyone celebrated his death as he was buried. As in the Hokage Tower, we see Naruto alongside with the elders. They're celebrating my death. Of course they are, Naruto. To the people, you are dead now. The council is aware of your reality, but the people did not want to believe it like your parents. What? You told him? Why did you keep it a secret, Gigi? Why? I wish you had a childhood. A safe one, Naruto. I was trying to protect me. Protect me until how long? Until I die? As both of the elders were shocked. Naruto, we didn't. It's useless. I'm grateful for what you did, but it kind of hurt, you know. For you to really try to kill me with them. No, Naruto. Obviously I was going to never let that happen. He's telling you the truth, kid. Said a voice from within, as Naruto's eyes narrowed. As he then said, I trust you, Gigi. And you as well now, Danzo-sama. I promise you I won't disappoint. And I will work hard now. As Naruto left, we see him inside a new assigned apartment. As he, looking in the mirror, then said, Why? Out of all the time, why now? I know you're plotting a revenge, kid. Revenge against those who have wronged you. They all have. That I can believe, but that man, Hiruzen, he was really looking out for you. Danzo is just trying to manipulate and control you, to turn you into his golden goose, from which he can, well, leverage great assets. I know, but what would get Hiruzen out of it? Out of me, and saving me? Nothing. He feels guilty of, well, thinking for even a second that an innocent kid was actually, me, a Biju. And what would you get out of it? Me, to be honest, in entertainment. I want to really see your parents suffer. Because they had the audacity, after sealing me away, ripping me out of my chakra, of claiming that I was going to take over you. Even after knowing that the seal works perfectly fine. These words caught Naruto's eyes as his eyes widened. They knew? But Gigi said they were lying, kid, obviously. They even lied to Hiruzen and everyone. Why would everyone else believe that an infant kid was a 9-foot tall gigantic monster with 9 tails? As that is when Naruto realized. It was all planned. But why? Why would they do this? I know, but I'm not gonna tell you because you wouldn't believe in me. You have to find out that for yourself. While working under them, search for clues, and you might be able to discover just what might be that would cause them to go to such lengths. As Naruto, with now a newfound determination, ventured into this, as he studied under the guidance of Root Anbus as well as the other Anbus, who taught him basic self-defense, but his most focused studies were that of regarding brain, because they didn't want him strong. They wanted him genius, because they wanted to leverage over him, to keep him tied to one leash so that he couldn't escape. But Naruto had other plans. As years began to roll down, Naruto's genius succeeded and he became more genius than Orochimaru. And in the eyes of others, he was always venturing out for the good of Konoha, but in reality, there was a hidden deep layer beneath it. He was making contingency plans for the Anbus and the Root ones as well, especially for the Root and Danzo. The seals that he made that amplified one's strength held a kanji that was hidden and overlaced by the others, hiding it completely. Neutralization, paralyzation, and poison injection ones. These were the contingency Naruto made for the whole Konoha Anbu squadron, from Ganins all the way up to the Anbus. All Konoichis and Shinobis were laced with the best and the seals. They were quite helpful. Don't get Konoha wrong. They helped a lot in tracking down the others as well as able to detect who was in need of help. But underneath it, Naruto had his own contingency because he knew sooner or later he will reveal his true master plan. And he heard some good news. His parents were returning. Now that, in itself, would be a great news. The only man who was devoid of any such seals was Hiruzen Sarutobi, who always wished for the best of Naruto and for the betterment of him in the future. Always telling him that he was working too hard or he needs to take care of himself, while him being proud of what Naruto has achieved. Naruto was truly grateful, but all that gratefulness fell before his parents arrived at the Chunin exams when Suna as well as Otogakure, Orochimaru's village, attacked and took the life of Hiruzen Sarutobi. Naruto has lost each and every bit of interest in Konoha now. And not only that, he has lost someone great who was holding him back. Now nothing to hold him back, he was a man with nothing to lose at the age of 14. And that man who has nothing to lose is the most dangerous man you want to go up against. And foolishly, Konoha did just that. As soon as Minato and Kushina returned, they announced an execution of Naruto. Laced with his own seals alongside Jiraiya and Tsunade, they stood besides, as Naruto was tied and on his knees standing there. As Minato began, "People of Konoha, with a heavy heart I must announce that I have to execute this child, my son, or what's left of him, all thanks to Kyuubi no Yoko. We made a mistake while sealing it away. The seal malfunctioned, causing the whisker marks to appear." "Oh, come on, you gotta give them a better reason to believe in," said Naruto audaciously as everyone looked out at him. "These are birthmarks, and how can I, a kid who doesn't even know how to wield a kunai, be a 9 feet tall, strongest Biju. If I was that, then why would I allow myself to be captured so easily and be here? As many people begin to have doubts in their mind, as Minato tried to press upon that he was QB trying to manipulate them, but nobody listened. And how could they? Because Naruto was always interrupting him again and again. And you say that I am a demon, then prove it. Prove that how the seal is wrong. I have studied a lot and I have become somewhat of a seal master myself. The kanjis as well as the seal array you used are perfectly fine, Minato. But then why are you lying to everyone? Why? Is it because of the prophecy? As Minato then said, silence! You will speak no more. As Naruto then snapped his finger as every Jonin, Ganin, Chunin, Konomichi, Shinobi, as well as Anbus, all of them froze. From roots all the way to Minato Kushina themselves. All of them. As Naruto stood up, freed himself as he began to walk towards them. As people watched in horror. As Naruto stood in front of them. You see, I had made some contingencies while knowing that this day might come, because what if Gigi died? What would happen then? After all, he was an old man who survived in a profession where men die young for so long. I didn't see him dying out so soon, but I knew he would one day because of his old age, which was inevitable. And I was not ready for the loss that I have suffered. But what I was ready for was all of yours betrayal after his death. Using me and throwing me again twice. Isn't that right, Danzo? What have you done? What have I done is, I made contingency plans. From the beginning, the seals you also proudly presented as your creations to the village and to everyone else, using it as however you pleased, were created by me, forget? As everyone's eyes widened, what did you do? Why can't we move? Within a few minutes, every one of you will be injected with poison. And this, Naruto said, as in a small glass tube-like module he held a small amount of cure, is the only antidote. Now, I will give this to you and you can easily replicate it, Tsunade. Then do it. Why? You think I'm an idiot? Of course not. I would never do that. Not before I get the guarantee that I'm out of here. And only once I reach at the border of the land of fire, where you can't reach me. And you wouldn't after signing these documents, which are legally signed by the Daimyo-sama himself, freeing me from all the clutches of Konoha and all of the charges that you have placed on me. Only then you will have this antidote. As everyone was now tense. Oh, and don't worry, civilians, the water that you proudly drink as clean water, they have micro level of toxins within. They are actually killing you from within while eating away your bacteria. They are dormant, but with a single seal and a pulse of chakra, I can activate them for you, making the process a lot faster. Within days, you will all die out. As now the people alongside the shinobis were scared. What kind of monster did they give birth to? As that is when Danzo realized this is what Hiruzen feared. An enemy worse than Orochimaru. A person like him but much more genius. And that enemy presented itself in the form of Naruto. Bless his poor soul, he was right, but what are they gonna do now? Think about Hiruzen. Is this what he would have wanted? What he would have wanted was for you all to not do this and let me live my silent life alone. And I would have just done that. But deep down even I knew that you would not allow that to happen. Because of the prophecy, Minato. Don't do it. The prophecy states, everyone, if you want to know, alongside you elders, that one of the child of the Yellow Flash and of the Red Death of Konoha will bring peace and prosperity, while the other one will also bring the same, but in his own manner, a much brutal one. So, seeing that Menma over here, my dear brother, who was also frozen, might be the one to bring the prophecy to fruition with peace, they thought that they did not needed me. They need to get rid of me because of my brutal manners, like such. And they did not notice for a bit that this in itself was a testament of the prophecy, giving birth to the very thing that will be the end of all the corrupt people that roam around us, like Danzo and them. themselves with their own hands. What? Why would you believe that an infant child will be like this if you have taught him, treated him rightly? But no, you and all in your sageness had to decide that who lives and who dies. And now I get to decide who lives and who dies. How do you feel about that, Minato? As Minato was now lost of words, he, in all his ego and arrogance and foolishness, did this to themselves. To Konoha. No, to the whole world. Kid, there's still way for you to change. Yeah, your speeches are not gonna work on me, Jiraiya. I know just how kind of a manipulator you are. So, nah, not happening. Sign here, Minato. And don't make any sudden moves, because one seal, everyone is dead. As Minato gulpingly was freed alone as he signed the documents, making it legal now that he was free from all charges as well as from citizenship of Konoha, being a free entity now. As after that we see Minato froze. What? I did what you said. Now hand over the... No, I told you I won't hand it over here. This document won't mean anything unless I cross the land of fire. So, just to take leverage, Menma, I'm gonna free you so that you can walk me out now. Now knowing after the whole truth. As now we see Menma, Naruto's brother, made sure that he was at the land of fire capital's border. As Naruto stood freely there, he looked at Menma as he threw antidote at him. Tell them just mix this in a huge amount of water and drink it. It is not an antidote, but actually, a medicine for, gas as well as bad stomach. What? Where is the antidote then? There is nothing. I was just joking and bluffing. I had to get away, I'm not that much of a monster. Yet, at least. Why? After all that, I understand why are you so mad, but still, why? Why shouldn't I? Think about it, Menma. If the roles were reversed, they would have done the same to you. And you would have done the same? Still telling why to yourself? You only know my answer as what I have done. Because I wouldn't have stand up for that like I did now. I get I was owed by them. And if they ever came after me, they will pay. I'm telling you this. And I am going to fulfill the prophecy. So you better step down. Only those who are corrupt, like our parents, will be the only ones on the receiving end. I promise you this much. Everyone can change, Naruto. You have to have faith. They didn't change for the past 13 years. What makes you think that they will now? If you still think that, then you are a goddamn fool. A fool that will die early in this world, Menma, who is filled with betrayal at every step. Something that I have come accustomed to. Now have a good day. As Naruto turned behind his back on Konoha and left. As now we see, 2 years passed by as a new village emerged. Neo Uzushio Gakure, at the place of Uzushio, as Naruto named it as such, just to rub in the salt on the wound of Kushina, as he made experiments on the dead bodies of Uzumakis and somehow revived them as a zombie with consciousness and their own minds like hybrid. Those who couldn't die out and had immortal level of chakra and lifespan. As even Orochimaru and everyone else was impressed and scared at the same time. But much more than anything, it was Kushina who was scared shitless, because if the Uzumakis were revived and alive, and by her abandoned son nonetheless, they might already know what she has done, and there is no other else way for her to be called a kin deserter, and be deserted from the Uzumaki clan, as she once claimed to be the patriarch of. As now we go towards Konoha's Hokage office, where Minato was seated, as he was rubbing his head. This is not good. The prophecy's working. Naruto has made an undead army for himself of Uzumakis. He's gonna go ahead and do whatever he pleases with the world now. Since this twisted form of peace cannot go on, we have to stop him somehow. How are you aiming to do that, kid? How? It is our mistake, remember? We didn't trust in him. We are the ones who created that monster. And it is up to us to put him down, said Minato. You goddamn idiot. You don't realize? He has the whole Uzumaki's backing him up. If we go there, we're good as dead, Minato. They have the ways to neutralize even your Harishin because they're the ones who created it. This is not good then. Of course it isn't, you idiot. Then what should we do? Menma, I'm not doing anything. I have realized that you really haven't changed at all. I wish that you would have, but you didn't have changed one bit. Even after a few years that has passed since Naruto left. What did you talk about? Now that I remember, you never told us. Listen, what would have you done if the roles were reversed? Would you have done the same? It is for the better of the world, Menma. We would have, in a heartbeat, done that. As Menma's eyes widened, as he then sighed, with a smile. Menma, it is good then that I left there. This world of your treacheries of yore, as well as you all. I am actually Neo Uzushio Gakure with Naruto. After thinking a lot, I came to a realization. You never could change. Even after blabbering about change and prosperity and peace and all that bullshit, you were never up to it. Because you yourself couldn't commit yourself to such a things. You just want to be on top. I'm so disappointed in you. And like Naruto, I too am done with you both. Oh, and Oba-chan and Oji-san are quite mad. With you, Oka-chan. And they would rather never see your face. Kin deserter. As saying these words from Menma, a seal appeared on Kushina, draining her vitality and sealing it away alongside all of her Uzumaki Genkai and abilities. As Kushina's hair now dull shade of red, more maroon than, well, red, as well as her skin shade much more paler and weaker. As she stood there, hissing in pain, as on her forehead was a kanji for kin deserter, and on her hands. No, I can't believe this. I have been branded by this, Minato. What is this? I have been labeled as a kin deserter. The outcast among the outcast of the outcast of the Uzumakis. The most lowest of the lowest scum. And by my own son, not the less. Menma, why would you? Oh, shut up, Minato. Like you didn't know why. I see that now Naruto's method is much more effective. That is why you wanted to go with mine, which could be manipulated. But no. Naruto's method it is and it shall be. As the parents and Konoha watched in horror as the brutal peace ensued, as Naruto the mad scientist not only with his undead army created with the help of science, but also created multiple monsters, hybrids that resembled a lot like Godzilla, King Kong, as well as Ghidorah himself, the three-headed lizard dragon, controlling and commanding lightning, right under the thumb of Naruto. He became the strongest Kage, even possessing the strongest entities known as kaijus by the whole elemental nations, even stronger than the Bijus. And as for the Akatsuki, whenever they tried to mess with them, they paid the price at the hands of King Ghidorah, who burned them with his lightning to crisps. Not even their ashes remained, as Amegakure was no more. As for the other nations, those who surrendered, they were a part now integral of the Uzushio Gakure, denouncing their name and rights and following their law, Naruto's law. And after that we see only Konoha remained, as Naruto set his eyes on them, as he arrived at the top head of King Ghidorah, who screeched at them, shaking the earth itself, as behind him was Godzilla, and right next to him was none other than King Kong. As the three of the menacing kaijus roared at them, they were left shitless and scared. How are we gonna battle them? We had a hard time dealing against a Biju, and these beings are even stronger than him. As Ghidorah lowered its head, stood in front of them, with hands behind his back, as suddenly armies upon armies of Harishin user undead Uzumakis arrived, as their eyes looked dead at the Konoha people, and to much of the surprise of everyone, even first, second, and third Hokage was standing amongst them, alongside the Sarutobi family. What? As Menma arrived as well. Hokage-sama, I have sided with Naruto. I told you all that I am doing what is good for the world. Naruto's way of peace is the true way of peace. There was really no other way, was it, Jiraiya? He lied to everyone. Isn't that right, Minato? Of course we did. We thought that if it is both of their child, then why couldn't it be Menma? Your lying and killing the real child of prophecy could have sent this world into a chaos. Is that what you have wanted? It is in chaos as it is. What's the difference? The difference is that I would have done something about it, whereas not just let it be in chaos as it was supposed to be without me. Your plan failed, mine became successful. In the end, it is my intelligence that is the one who played a vital role, and you even trying to stop the fate itself couldn't do it. Sucks to be you, right? As the first Hokage looked at Tsunade alongside Mito Uzumaki. You disgust us. You are a kin deserter as well, Tsunade. I wish we had a seal like that, like the Uzumakis does, so that I could place that seal on you by my own hands, but no, I have enough. Do what you wish, Naruto, said Hashirama as Tobirama looked at them with disgust. You all disgust me, especially you three. Waste of space. As saying these words, Naruto unleashed his bijus and kaijus upon them, as Konoha was now nothing more than a history. As a few years later, we see that Naruto was standing atop of his kingdom, the whole elemental nations under his thumb, in a peaceful era that is controlled and monitored by him, and protected by his creations, the kaijus, as well as the undead army of the Uzumakis. Some dubbed him as the mad scientist, some dubbed him as the savior. Whatever he was, he made sure the people would never step out of line. Even if it means becoming a monster in their eyes, he would gladly become that. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm